Welcome to Faith, with the times where we analyze how religion has changed within the 21st century. In this captivating exploration, we embark on a fascinating journey to examine the age-old question: is Christmas truly a pagan holiday in disguise? We will investigate how Christmas celebrations have been influenced by pre-Christian paganism traditions and therefore considered a pagan holiday by many people. A pagan holiday is a religious or cultural celebration that is associated with pre-Christian polytheistic or nature-based belief systems. The term pagan originally referred to people who practiced non-Abrahamic religions who worshipped many gods, such as ancient polytheistic religions of the Greeks, Romans, Egyptians, Celts. The winter solstice marks the exact moment when half of Earth is tilted the farthest away from the sun. It usually happens on December 21st or 22, at the exact same second around the world. The winter solstice was an important occasion for paganism, marking the start of new beginnings and celebrations. The link between the winter solstice and Christmas is rooted in historical and cultural traditions that have evolved over time. Several ancient societies celebrated the winter solstice as a significant astronomical event long before the emergence of Christianity. As Christianity spread across Europe and encountered these pagan practices, certain elements of the solstice celebrations became intertwined with the Christian holiday of Christmas. In this segment, we will discuss how the pagan celebrations of the winter solstice was the main influence on Christmas. In ancient Rome, the festival of Saturnalia was celebrated around the time of the winter solstice, dedicated to the god Saturn. Saturnalia was a time of happiness, feasting and gift-giving. Many aspects of Saturnalia, like exchanging gifts and decorating with greenery, later found their way into Christmas traditions. Romans decorated their homes with greenery, including holly, ivy, and other evergreens during Saturnalia. The use of these decorations in the winter season could have influenced the incorporation of evergreen plants in Christmas celebrations, symbolizing life and renewal. Yule was a Germanic pagan festival which was incorporated into Christmas during the Christianization of the Germanic peoples. Yule was a time of feasting, burning the Yule log, and other traditions that symbolized the rebirth of the sun and the triumph of light over darkness. Many Yule practices, such as Yule logs and evergreen decorations, were incorporated into Christmas celebrations. In the early centuries of Christianity, missionaries and leaders found it easier to convert pagans by adopting and incorporating elements of their existing traditions into Christian holidays. By linking Christmas with the winter solstice, the Christian message of the birth of the Son of God could be also interpreted in pagan practices as the birth of the Son of God, as they believed the winter solstice is the rebirth of the sun. Therefore, this term can be easily understood and accepted. Around the 4th century, Pope Julius declared December 25th as the official date for celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. The choice of this date is believed to have been influenced by several factors, one of which was the desire to Christianize existing pagan celebrations that occurred around the winter solstice. By establishing Christmas on December 25th, the Christian leaders could emerge the festive atmosphere of Saturnalia, the winter solstice, and other pagan-related traditions. In this segment, we will be discussing the direct link between modern-day Christmas traditions and the pagan origins these traditions came from. The image of Santa Claus is argued to be influenced by paganism, as in Germanic paganism, Odin was a god associated with the winter solstice. He was often depicted as a big bearded man wearing a hooded cloak, riding a magical 8-legged horse that can glide through the sky. In the early 20th century, Coca-Cola launched a successful marketing campaign that further popularized the modern image of Santa Claus. The company's advertisements depicted Santa Claus as a big, cheerful bearded character wearing a red cloak, riding a magical reindeer through the sky, which has become the iconic representation of Santa Claus in modern culture. However, many people claim that this image is linked to paganism, as the modern-day Santa Claus has similar characteristics to Odin. Over time, as Christianity spread in the Germanic regions, some aspects of Odin's figure and Yule traditions were integrated into Christian celebrations. This process led to the evolution of various winter figures, including St. Nicholas and eventually the modern-day Santa Claus. Christmas carols have some connections to the pagan tradition of wassailing, particularly in their origins and early development. Wassailing was a medieval paganism tradition that involved visiting neighbors' homes to offer good wishes and blessings during the Christmas season, usually accompanied by singing and drinking. One example of a Christmas carol that reflects the influence of wassailing is the popular song, "Here We Come, A-Wassailing." The song's lyrics originally referred to the tradition of going from house to house to offer good wishes and blessings for another year. Over time, the song's lyrics were adapted to be more explicitly Christmas-focused, incorporating Christian references. The link between the Christmas tree and paganism can be traced back to pre-Christian traditions and the practices of various ancient cultures. In many pagan cultures, evergreen trees were seen as symbols of eternal life, fertility, and the enduring power of nature. During the winter solstice, when many other trees shed their leaves and appeared lifeless, evergreens remained green and vibrant, serving as a reminder of the life-renewing forces of nature. These beliefs led to the practice of bringing evergreen branches into homes and sacred spaces during the winter festivities. The ancient Roman festival of Saturnalia, held in honor of the god Saturn as mentioned earlier, held traditions of decorating homes with greenery. Some historians suggest that elements of Saturnalia might have influenced early Christian celebrations, including the use of evergreen decorations. Over time, the practice of using evergreen trees and branches evolved, and the Christmas tree as we know it today became a part of the Christian Christmas tradition. The evergreen tree became a symbol of Christ's everlasting life and the promise of eternal life through his teachings. As Christianity spread, the practice of using evergreens was adapted into Christian Christmas celebrations, and the Christmas tree became an integral part of the holiday's symbolism. The tradition of kissing under the mistletoe has origins in pagan traditions and beliefs, specifically in the context of ancient Celtic cultures. The mistletoe was considered a sacred plant in the Celtic and Norse cultures. It was associated with various mystical and healing properties. The mistletoe was highly revered by the Druids, who were Celtic priests and religious leaders in ancient Europe. They believed mistletoe held special powers of protection, fertility, and healing. It was seen as a symbol of peace, and the Druids often performed rituals and ceremonies involving mistletoe during the winter solstice. Furthermore, the mistletoe was particularly significant during the winter solstice, as due to its evergreen nature and its association with life and strength in the midst of the winter season. Today, the tradition of kissing under the mistletoe is a light-hearted and festive practice associated with the Christmas season. Couples and friends playfully exchange kisses when standing under a mistletoe, hung in homes, public spaces, or at holiday gatherings. While the original pagan significance of mistletoe has been largely replaced by a fun and romantic tradition, the practice still bears a connection to its ancient roots in Celtic and Norse cultures. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that Christmas is a pagan holiday primarily due to the origins and practices associated with the celebration. Their objections stem from their interpretation of historical and biblical evidence. We will now explore the key reasons why Jehovah's Witnesses view Christmas as a pagan holiday. Jehovah's Witnesses state that many aspects of Christmas, such as the date of December 25th and various traditions, have pagan origins. December 25th was chosen as the date to celebrate Jesus' birth in the 4th century by the Roman Catholic Church. However, historical evidence suggests that this date was originally associated with various pagan festivals, including the Roman festival of Saturnalia and the celebration of the winter solstice. Jehovah's Witnesses believe in strictly following the Bible and its teachings. However, there is no mention in the Bible of the specific date of Jesus' birth, nor any instruction to celebrate it as a religious holiday. Therefore, they view the celebration of Christmas as an extra-biblical tradition that lacks scriptural support. Another concern of Jehovah's Witnesses is the commercialization and materialism associated with Christmas. They believe that the focus on gift-giving and extravagant spending detracts from the true meaning of Christianity and promotes worldly values. Moreover, biblical justification supports the notion of Christmas being a pagan holiday, as Jehovah's Witnesses point to passages in the Bible, such as Jeremiah chapter 10 verses 1-5, which states, "A tree from the forest is cut down and worked with an axe by the hands of a craftsman. They decorate it with silver and gold. They fasten it with hammer and nails so that it cannot move. Their idols are like scarecrows in a cucumber field, and they cannot speak. They have to be carried, for they cannot walk. Do not be afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither is it in them to do good. Jehovah's Witnesses interpret this passage as warning against the adoption of pagan traditions, particularly the use of trees as decorations. They believe that participating in Christmas celebrations violates these biblical warnings. As a result of these reasons, Jehovah's Witnesses typically do not observe or celebrate Christmas. Instead, they focus on what they consider to be the more biblically supported events, such as commemorating Jesus' death through the observance of the memorial of Christ's death. While some aspects of Christmas can trace their roots to pre-Christian winter solstice celebrations and ancient pagan customs, we also find the profound impact of Christian beliefs and the remembrance of the birth of Jesus Christ. The intertwining of pagan and Christian elements in the modern Christmas celebration highlights the dynamic and evolving nature of cultural practices over time. As this short documentary draws to a close, we have embarked on a thought-provoking journey to explore the question: is Christmas a pagan holiday? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Your time here has been greatly appreciated. Please like and subscribe for more future content.